everybody. This is Travis, and every week I like to get a group of friends together and ask one question: what the fuck do we know? Today I have Tracy, Erica, and Andy. You guys want to say hello?
Hi. Hey guys.
Hey.
I didn't want them to think that I was like I had imaginary friends named Tracy, Erica, and Andy. Because you guys don't want to say hello.
Or you're sitting with a bunch of blow-up dolls.
I do absolutely sit around with blow-up dolls in school playgrounds. It's my thing. That's what I like to do.
That's the best place to go.
Absolutely.
With some ecstasy or some drugs. Hey kids, you want some candy?
Speaking from experience, Andy the Creeper.
Throwing Molly to the kids.
You just got registered right there.
I like how I started out really creepy, and you just took it to that level, and you took the creep away. Like I am creep free.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what you do.
Like a sponge.
Creep sponge. I just thought of Elaine from Seinfeld, who's a sponge.
I don't.
Sponge-worthy. It's funny I bring up Seinfeld because this is a really good segue. We're going to be talking about nostalgia and shows that we liked when we were young. Not just shows, though, but toys and games and movies and just everything that we felt like our childhood was special and better than everybody else's childhood. And that's a big thing on the internet. So let's get
You're
right
a 90s
into
kid if you remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a 90s kid. Oh, if you remember Pop Rocks and child porn, you were a 90s kid.
Dial-up modems.
So, my question to you guys is, what were some of the shows that you guys were really into when you were young? Let's break it down into different ages. When you were, let's say, you were 5 to 10, and then 10 to 15 or so. What was the things that you guys were into?
5 to 10, I guess, would be Rugrats. You know, all the Nickelodeon shows. Rugrats, Angry Beavers.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yep, Ren and Stimpy. Which I watch now and I'm like, that's completely, like, R-rated. Like, that's not a kid's show at all. It is.
That's the first cartoon that ever made me throw up. There's an episode where Ren wants to sell Stimpy's hairballs. And he has to he licks all the hair off his body, he licks the hair off his cousin's body, off of Ren's cousin's body, and then they get this big hairy man. He's just licking this guy's back and then hacking up the hairball. Made me throw up.
It is gross.
That's rough, yeah. That's.
What about, like, I used to watch Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Even though that's like...
That's good.
It's a long.
Yeah, that's our parents' nostalgia. It's funny that there are things that last, things that kind of pool over.
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of them. I remember I have a nostalgic feeling for Warner Brothers cartoons.
There you go.
And those things were older than my mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people were going to see that in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah. The old Mickey Mouses. Animaniacs.
There were more than one Mickey Mouse?
Love Animaniacs.
Animaniacs was awesome. But
Yeah.
There's Mickey Mouse Jr., Mickey Mouse
What?
Senior.
I don't too. That's not true.
I thought you
That shit is not accurate.
The Mouses? There was like a family?
And they were all named Mickey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember there was Rocco Modern Life was a big one for me. I love that one.
Yeah.
You know? And there was what was it? Rescue Rangers when I was a kid. Remember Rescue Rangers?
Yep.
And there's that movie, something about Earth Burgles.
Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, see, he knows the jingle.
I know every word to that. Even knows Rescue Rangers song.
I just know that part.
Captain Planet before school. Everyone knows the root of Captain Planet.
Do you remember the Captain Planet theme song at the end where you had to, like, I'm a Planeteer, you could be one too?
Yeah.
Because saving the planet is the thing to do? Come on, guys. Looting and polluting is not...
Yeah. The breakdown at the end, yeah. I remember.
Apparently I'm the only one that remembers.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Magic School Bus was a big one to me.
That was always lame, but we watched it in school, so I had to watch it.
I liked it.
You go with Reading Rainbow. I mean, that one was
lame.
That was absolutely terrible. And if you watch it now, you're like, man, that guy was probably about to touch one of those kids, and then probably because they pulled the plug on it.
I miss a
You dare not say bad things about Mr. LeVar Burton.
I do.
He's a hero of mine. And
I saw
love
him the other day in a movie, and I don't remember what it was, but he
did a zombie movie recently with Danny Trejo.
That was the one I saw. I was like, LeVar, yeah,
Danny
he got
Trejo?
killed. Yeah, it was a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Dan
Sounds
Trejo
like
went
a
on like a
horrible movie.
bitch. Like he just kind of he was in the closet. And he's like, oh, and he
So,
dies.
Machete died like
Yeah.
a bitch.
Yeah, like a total
They
bitch.
come out with a new machete.
Yep.
Yeah,
We know
Machete 2, Electric Boogaloo. What's it called? Machete Kills.
Machete kills, yeah.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with nostalgia, but on the credits they have Charlie Sheen's in the movie as the president, and they have him credited as introducing Carlos Estevez. Because that's his real name.
Is that what? That's
Yeah,
his
that's his real name. Yeah.
Like I thought just what's his name? Estevez. What was it?
Emilio Estevez.
Yes, I thought he was
the only
the
person
only-
in the family with
With
that
the
name.
last name. Yeah.
No,
He's the only one that didn't change his
Yeah,
name.
that's their acting name.
That's
Charlie Sheen is his actor name. That's not even like on his birth certificate or anything. His credit card, Carlos Estevez.
That's so much cooler.
Yeah,
You should stuck
I'd
with
so
that.
be
It
Carlos
matches his
Estevez.
personality. He's kind of sleazy and shit, and that sounds like a sleazy name. Like,
Yeah,
that's right.
but apparently Martin Sheen changed his name because he didn't want to sound too Hispanic.
That's
he
what I
doesn't look
figured.
very
Yeah.
Hispanic. That makes sense.
So he changed.
it's like that
There's a
opposite
lot
of
of-
Hispanic.
No, like Mexicans back in the day. So.
Like he actually hates Hispanic people. That's what he looks like.
You're saying Charlie Sheen looks like he hates Hispanic people?
Yeah.
Or Martin Sheen? Martin Sheen's a good man. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, we were talking about the Disney cartoons. Man, those were good. I
yeah.
watched all those.
Aladdin was my
and
favorite.
and I know the themes to most of them.
The themes.
Yeah, the theme songs.
Oh, the theme
They
songs.
had the best fucking theme songs of any cartoons of that day. You had the Gummy Bears had a good theme song.
The gummy bears?
Yeah, you don't remember Gummy Bears?
I don't remember gummy bears at all.
There were these little bears.
Come on,
They lived in this
Care Bears?
kingdom. No,
No, they were gummy bears. Then they lived in
drink.
They lived in the woods, like in the logs.
Yeah, like bears. Like bears would. They lived in the woods. And they would drink this
Laughing.
gummy berry juice, and they would bounce like fucking meth heads all over the room.
That's crazy. I never.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
See, Fraggle Rock was my psychedelic
Oh, yeah.
trip.
Fraggle Rock was good.
Fraggle
Damn
Rock, yeah.
ogres, I tell you. Most
Don't
people-
even get me started about Muppets. I have such a love for Muppets that Kermit the Frog will make me cry. To this day, I like. Did you guys see the new Muppet movie?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that great.
Fuck
No.
you, Andy.
He has the soundtrack.
I had the soundtrack. I listened to Rainbow Connection. I cried. I thought it was great. That was a movie that was built on nostalgia for people like me who grew up watching that. Because that
It's
was
not
all
easy
nostalgia.
being green. That makes me cry.
That's the one that makes you cry. It's not easy being green.
It's about racism, man. It's about being different.
You wouldn't know, you cracker.
I know.
You're a
I
racist,
fit right in.
Andy. I say that about Andy, but what you people don't know about Andy is he's Filipino.
Yeah, it's true. Sounds
It's
just
not
like you
true.
too.
It's not true at all.
My real name is Andre Estevez.
That's not even a Filipino name.
Classic Filipino.
So what was some of the movies you guys were really into?
Ninja Turtles.
Were you really?
Those
Yeah.
the live
God, that
movies were good.
surprises the hell out of me.
I really Ninja Turtles.
I remember losing my tooth in the movie. I went to the
I think you're
theater
gonna say
and saw
virginity.
Yes. I don't even. I must have been 9. I don't know.
Oh man.
We went to
When you lost your
theater to see it.
virginity?
What?
My tooth in the
Man.
middle of the movie, dangling from a.
You have the dangle tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Where you wiggle it with your tooth. With your with
You
your tongue.
wiggle your tooth with your tooth.
Took the one that I pulled out and wiggled the other one with the Pokemon movies. I remember
I
going
was
to
a
the
little
Pokemon
old for
movies.
that, for me.
Really?
I never even watched those. I watched what my dad
I've
watched.
never seen
like,
Pokemon.
my dad watched
You're
Red
alone.
one.
like what is it? The Hunt for October is one that my dad watched forever. I didn't know when that movie came out, but he loves that movie. Waterworld. He
Waterworld's
watched the
good.
shit out of Waterworld. Every day it's on, he watches it, and he's like, "This is great."
It's
The
guilt.
James Bond series, all of them, the old
Yeah.
ones. If it, you remember like the 7 Days of 007 used to come on TNT or whatever
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I watched that forever, and I said these movies are embedded in my mind, and they're all terrible. I mean, they're okay for their time, but some of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my movies. I don't really have like kids movies. I never watched. I think my dad felt like they were too pansies for me, so he made me watch like Rambo and shit instead.
I consider Rambo definitely
A pansy movie?
A kid's
No,
movie.
no, no. Yeah, kids movie. No, a part of my nostalgia because my parents were really like. My mom was like, "You're gonna watch what we watch. I'm not gonna watch this shit." Or she would let us watch it. She would go rent movies for us, and they would be kid movies, like Ernest movies, like Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest movies were good.
I remember.
The Halloween one with Ernest and
Scare Stupid with the troll with two noses and
yeah,
shit.
that was great.
Yeah, I would do that, and then that's when I get into Star Trek too, because my mom would be like, "Here, this is a movie you would like," and she showed us Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan. And
good one too.
Yeah, goddamn, changed my world. I didn't even know about Star Trek until I watched that, and I was like, "Oh man, good movie."
The Wizard of Oz was a big movie for me because I remember it would come on every year on TV, and my mom and I would get really excited and watch it together. It's kind of ruined nowadays because you can just watch the shit whenever you want to.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait a year to watch it. Like with the Frosty and Rudolph, like that was a big thing. The holidays were coming. You got to watch your movies that came out. Now you can watch them all year.
Yeah.
Ruins it, kind of.
Halloween's coming. Hocus Pocus. That comes on all the time, and we always watch it.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Spank Bank, you know.
the movie or the TV show, both?
The movie. I don't remember the TV show much. I remember the movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's with Christy Swanson as Buffy and
That old guy with the beard. What was his name?
Ruckert Howard.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Wait.
He's the vampire. Donald Sutherland is the Watcher.
Yeah, the Watcher was awesome.
That came out
and Paul
before the
Rubens.
shows.
Yeah. And Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman plays a vampire in that. Fucking hilarious. I remember watching. I went to the theater and saw that when I was young, and he gets stabbed in the chest. Spoiler alert. And he's like, he does at the end of the movie. They show this whole like 4 minutes where he's just riffing on having a ruler stuck in his chest. He's like,
word of the day.
Ooh. And he's like kicking the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh. But I laughed like a madman at that thing.
Love Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman was
I
good.
had a Pee Wee Herman doll.
It's kind of creepy.
What would
He pulled a string, you know.
And he started jerking off.
Yeah. That's exactly.
I grew up with Jurassic Park.
You're really funny on this show today. It's really good. But yeah, I was gonna say, you guys remember when NBC started showing Jurassic Park on TV? That became like a weird thing for me, at least. Like once a year, it would show it on NBC.
Yeah, I do remember that. I
Watch it.
I just remember Jurassic Park in general. I mean, he was right. I mean, it's one of the ones that I know every line of that movie. Like, just as it goes, I know I've seen it so many times, and shit doesn't get old. Like today, I can watch Jurassic Park, and I'm like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
That's one of Travis's. If it's on TV, he has to watch it. Movies.
Yeah.
He does a few of them.
Jaws.
Samuel L. Jackson is another one. I mean,
That and Jaws.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson,
And,
Jurassic Park. Hold on to your
Future.
butts. It makes me so happy.
Look at this workstation. It's
Back to the
Pixar.
Future is awesome.
Goddamn son of a bitch.
Back to the Future, like Erica said.
Yep.
Another one that I have to watch every time it's on. What else? There's another one.
Did you have to watch every time it's on?
Yeah.
Still Make Noise.
How'd you know?
Just
No.
guessed.
I just lost my train of thought.
Are we afraid of the dark? I remember Are we afraid of the dark, right?
I remember when that whole Snick thing started, and it had like, you remember the show that didn't make it? What I think it was my favorite show was Roundhouse. Do you remember that? It was like
No.
Roundhouse.
and they would dance. Kids would dance. They would do comedy, and they would dance. It was like, wasn't
Like
it all that before all that was?
Ah,
No.
I gotcha. I don't remember.
See, I started watching all that when that came out. But I don't remember Roundhouse.
Remember Stick Stickley?
Yeah.
That little mascot? Goober down. Yeah, his little Goober down. It's like, that is the shittiest mascot ever. Someone just made that one day. They got drunk. It was like, Popsicle Stick's eyes. He's a new mascot.
All right, kids are dumb.
Yeah, kids will love this shit. I tried to make my own one day. It didn't work. Fucked it up.
I wish they would release
Fuck
these
up
on
that.
Netflix.
I know.
All the Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
shit.
Nickelodeon needs to get their
Dude,
like
right?
Pete and
What,
Pete.
hey, dude.
Pete and Pete.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
Salute your shorts.
Salute your shorts.
Yeah. Camp Anawana, we hold you in your hearts. Think about you, it makes us want to fart. There are things that I will never forget. I will be, as Kevin Smith likes to say, I will be, as I'm dying and the final synapses are snapping in my brain, I'm going to remember the goddamn theme song to Salute Your Shorts.
What are your last words, Travis? Camp
Makes us-
Anawana, we
makes
hold
us
you in
wanna
our
fart.
hearts.
So, with nostalgia basically taking over the world, you see on Facebook, you see all these memes about, like we were saying earlier, if you remember this, you're a '90s kid. Or if you remember this, you're an '80s kid. Do you?
I don't ever see '60s kids or '50s kids.
Because they can't use the internet.
They're all dead.
And they don't. And the ones that survived have no idea what a computer
You
is.
remember segregation? You were a '60s kid. Sorry.
A '60s kid, a '50s kid. You remember not being able to eat soup next to a white man?
Remember when you had your own kid? Remember when you had your own water fountain? That was great, wasn't it? No.
No, it's terrible. That's why people don't like that nostalgia. But there was. I remember being young, like growing up in the late '80s, early '90s. There was a lot of '50s nostalgia because they were bringing shows like they would bring shows like Happy Days had a big revival. I feel like then they were like in syndication and could not fucking escape Happy Days for whatever reason in like 1993.
Well,
They did like the reunion show and everything. I guess I don't know.
We even have your
MASH.
back in the MASH is when I was about to get to MASH, but then there's also John Wayne.
Yeah.
John Wayne, even today, like people still watch John. I don't even know why. He's like the worst actor ever. That guy was terrible. Like I watched McClintock and I laughed my ass off. Like, who took this guy seriously? Like, this guy's terrible. But people, like, they just still watch his shit. Like my grandpa had the whole collection. You know how many VHS steps that was? Like 1 million. That's how many movies he was in. 1
It
million.
was like a whole room.
Have you ever seen the movie The Searchers
No.
with John Wayne in it? He's actually really good in that movie, and he plays an old racist. And there's a scene where there's this dead Indian, and everybody's standing around like, "Oh, there's a dead Indian," and he pulls his gun out and shoots a fucking Indian in the eyeballs. He's like, "That way they can't go to heaven."
Yes.
What the hell?
I gotta see that. That's
Searchers, good movie. Natalie Wood's in it.
That
She
reminded me
goes
of
around on a
Blazing
boat.
Saddles. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just when you said shot him in the head, that's
Mel-
sounds like something that would be in a Mel Brooks movie.
Mel Brooks movies are timeless,
Yeah.
nostalgic. Rob Hoodman in Tights.
Oh,
Man, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I can sing all those songs too.
sorry, I'm thinking.
I won't dance, but I can sing them.
You call me, hey, Blinken? No, I said, hey, Blinken.
A Jew here? Yeah, good one-liner jokes. Yeah, that's some good
Or
stuff.
Monty Python. Those are good movies.
Yeah, I'm a big Monty Python guy.
Yeah.
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
Life of
Life of
Brian. Meaning of Life is good.
History of the World.
Yeah,
Not
oh.
Monty Python,
Yeah. Talking about history of the world, there's so many like reoccurring jokes from other ones in that. Other Mel Brooks movies.
but- Yeah, there is. It's, I love that
It's
movie.
good to be the king. That's the first time you hear that. It's good to be the king. Hey boys, get your little dicks out. But yeah. So, what I was going to ask about the nostalgia memes, do they irritate you as much as they irritate
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Yes.
They're the dumbest fucking things ever, right?
Like you're,
Then you got like a 13-year-old that's commenting on it. Like, you weren't even alive in the 90s.
Well, the thing is, they don't even. It's not like small things. It's like mainstream things that everyone who was alive, even kids who were like 10, probably knows something about that shit. It's not.
Right.
It's not something like absolutely small and ridiculous. Like,
Right.
It's a large topic. I know what that is. I don't like they showed Nintendo controller. Like, you dumb shit. Everyone knows what Nintendo is. Everyone.
You remember? Oh, and they'll show like like they show the NES, and they were like, if you remember this, you're a '90s kid, or
An
you
80s.
were a kid
doesn't
in
do an 80s.
1986.
Yeah.
You know, so, or they'll show like, I think there's certain things that these memes can't touch. Like Star Wars, I feel are wider than any audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
With that said, I really like episode 4, 5, and 6. That's what I grew up on. That's what I know. But you know, there's kids that their first experience with Star Wars are going to be
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
And they're gonna get to the old ones and be like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
shit?"
Does that make Does that make
And then
their,
they're coming out with, what, 7, 8, and 9?
Mhm. Does that make their love for those movies any less than our love for the original trilogy?
Yes. I don't think it'll have the impact on them because they watch the first 1, 2, and 3. They'll be like, "This is pretty good," but they won't be able to appreciate the graphics and definition of the old movies. They won't be able to they're going to think because some of the stuff looks cheesy because
Yeah.
I mean, it's a time period movie.
70s, 80s.
So they're going to look at this and be like, "Oh, this movie sucks. What the hell?" Like this is. And they're not even have that was the initial concept. Like that's where it came from. Like it has nothing to do with 1, 2, and 3 was like an add-on, but you can't. If you can, I think they can't do it. Like it's impossible for them to appreciate those movies the way we did when we were kids.
Yeah. And I'll tell you another thing is they won't see the versions of the movies that came out in the 70s and 80s. They're just going to see the ones they did in the 90s where they put all that shitty CGI.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm going to put a dude back
Digital
here.
remastered,
Yeah, and that's all they're going to see because you can't get the... I bought the Blu-ray, the $100 Blu-ray, all 6 movies, and all they had to do is put episode 4, 5, and 6. Just put the original theatrical releases on there, and I would have paid another $100 for it.
Yeah, so that you don't need. It's kind of like Jaws when they digitally remaster and change Jaws. Like I don't want that. I want Jaws as is, robotic shark and all. I love it.
Smile, you son of a bitch. So, let's go one at a time and talk about what we're going through right now that you think is going to be nostalgia. What is going to hold over for the rest of the time that we're alive? Tracy, you want to go?
I think now, video games is going to be one, and there's going to be games that are going to recur over and over again. The Call of Duty series, the Halo series, they're going to be going forever. Like I don't think you can get much past that. And so when you look at that stuff, you're going to be thinking. I mean, I'm going to remember playing the first time I played Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. I mean, you play the music from Halo 3. I'm like, oh my god, the final music of all those games is just epic.
You had that
takes you back to that final.
I did have the soundtrack, and but I think when you get 10 years down the road, there's gonna be like Halo 7, and I'm remembering Halo 1. Like I'm probably still gonna play video games.
Back
but I'm
at
like,
your age.
man, back when this game came out, you guys had no idea how badass it was. Like, and even now when they put out the anniversary edition, the remastered version of it. I reverted back and played it the old school way because I didn't like the fact that they tried to remaster Halo 1. Like it was the way it was for a reason.
Yeah.
But that, and then I think some of the music's around because on the way over here is actually listening to some Aerosmith, like the old school Aerosmith, like crying and stuff. And I love Aerosmith. And I think in 20 years, if people can't appreciate Aerosmith or AC/DC, then those people just suck as a person, as people. Like Back in Black should be a timeless song that can go forever.
True.
But
I think. I don't know, anything technology-wise, as we develop technology and it gets better, like, if you think about phones, and then people say, oh, back in the day we had phones that had the cord, now we have cell phones. People, they're going to have phones, like, implanted in their heads, and they're going to be like, remember, if you were a 2013 kid, you'll remember actually having to hold a phone. That's crazy.
Remember buttons? There's a button, Dad. Fuck you, kid.
Remember those shitty rotary phones where you had to spin it? Yeah. I remember that shit, but it sounds terrible. I see it on movies and I'm like, damn.
911 took you a day and a half to call.
You were already dead by the time you got dialed. It was too late.
I think Harry Potter, Twilight, those kind of books. I'm not a Twilight fan, but it's gonna be
for some people.
It's gonna be 20 years. We're gonna be talking about it. Going, oh, not we, but Erica and her group because she loves Twilight.
Don't hate.
Maybe you kind of mean genres in a way too, though. Like maybe not Twilight, but something like Twilight is gonna exist. Just like zombies, something like zombies.
Vampires and zombies.
I mean, look how far zombies have come since Zombie came out like forever ago. The Italian one, the Italian version of it. I don't remember what that was called.
Zombie, the Lucio Fulci.
Yeah,
that girl getting a splinter in her eye.
Yeah, I mean, remember how long that's gone? Yeah, it's old. It's 70s, 79, 78,
71 because it was after Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, but you think how far it's gone. And like I said, Twilight, something like that with vampires and stuff is going to exist. I don't think it's going to be as tweeny as it is. No offense, Twilight people, but
it's not going to be like romance or like who do I choose?
There's going to be some zombies and werewolves. You're going to have even them. They've been around. The what is I trying to say? The history of not the history. The concept of werewolves, vampires stuff. It's been around for years, ages, and it's going to keep
centuries.
Going. Centuries, yeah.
I don't think nowadays there's so much stuff out that it's hard to really find something that's really crafted well because they're producing so much TV shows, movies, books, and stuff like that. You can't really... Those hidden gems are the ones that's going to stand out.
I think Batman will last forever.
But Batman...
I think Batman will be a religion in the future. People will worship Batman.
Pray to the Dark Knight?
Absolutely. Because you think of Batman.
Are you going to be the guy who heads it? Are you going to be like the Dark Knight Father?
Me or Kevin Smith, more than likely. They're going to be the ones that...
the apostles of the Dark Knight Apocalypse?
I saw a Batman leg lamp. You know, like the leg lamp from A Christmas Story?
Yeah.
There's actually Batman.
Batman's leg?
It's Batman's leg. I'm serious.
Which Batman's leg are we talking now? Are we talking like George Clooney leg? Or are we talking like...
Adam West?
I don't know. I didn't look that far into it.
I didn't look that far into his leg?
No.
Did you look up his leg is what I'm wondering, because I bet you did. Like, wonder where that bulb is sitting.
Oh, I found it on GameStop.com. We can go. But I thought it was pretty cool. I was like,
Yeah. Batman legs are awesome.
Yeah.
The leg of a
Thought
Batman.
about for Christmas, maybe.
For you?
For you!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, no, definitely. I'm not going to get you shit. So.
I know.
Batman leg or otherwise. But with
With the thunder.
with media, yeah, thunder. We're in the middle of a tsunami right now. With the way things are being remade over and over and over again, are we gonna ever get original stories, or are we just gonna have original takes on different things?
I think original takes on different things. Because, I mean, for recorded media, it's been around for how long now? Like 80, almost 100 years, 80 to 100 years. Like, I'm talking about, like, music and...
Music longer than
TV's
that.
been, what, 60 years?
Music's been around since...
Well, I mean, like, recorded media.
Yeah, they recorded music. Do you not find... Have you ever seen those clay pots that had the rings in them?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And they put the needles on there, and they could play
It's
music.
just crazy how that works. Like, the reeds, they have the reeds that go on the side.
I have no idea how a record works.
It's magic.
Yeah, I think so.
Black magic.
Yeah, that's what.
It's ridges.
There's another podcast, Top 5 of Death, and they were talking about how they had no idea how a record works, and I was like, shit, me either. It's just wax, and then there's these ridges, and then it makes music and
Magic. Huh?
witchcraft, right?
Witchcraft, yeah.
It manipulates.
And then it has that button that makes it go faster, and you can
Yeah.
it sounds like Chipmunk. That shit.
And then
Witchcraft too.
you can scratch it, and you sound like a
You go
DJ.
really
Yeah.
slow and it sounds like the devil.
Yeah. See.
Play it backwards.
Yeah.
Randy, kill Andy. That's what I hear. I hear that in my head every day.
I bet you probably wake up and go, man, it would be nice to kill Andy
I'm
today.
just gonna strangle him.
I can see it in your eyes. That love.
I don't know. I think more to your question. I don't think. I think as long as man's been alive, we've been changing things to kind of make it how we like it. Even if you take the Bible has been rewritten so many times to where it kind of meets what we want it to be. And if you take like even the original Carrie, I mean Carrie's been remade at least 5 times. Is what I'm going for.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
probably about
excited
the
for
5th
the new one.
time.
Well, there's a sequel, then there's a TV movie, and
It's so much.
and then you got the new one.
You got the new
which
one
is really
rolling
good.
out, and it looks good.
Really, really
But then you think like you're going to compare it to the original every single time, and the original wasn't great because it was a period movie. The time period, that's the best they could put out.
And literally a period movie.
Yeah, found a period. Yeah, how about that? And I think if you compare it to the original, like you just can't. It's impossible. But I think there's some movies that I don't think you remake some of them. Like for example, Saving Private Ryan. There's no possible way you could ever take that movie and remake it to be better. It's impossible.
No.
It's like half the Dark Knight series. I don't think you could remake that movie any better than it was made.
Well, that's why you got to reboot it and tell
Yeah.
a different story. Batman has 1,000 stories to
Exactly.
tell, and you don't have to tell that realistically.
But I think it's really hard to take an original concept, an original movie, and remake it to make it better. If you take Dawn of the Dead, it achieved the goal, but it completely changed things as the zombies ran and stuff like that. And it changed things, it changed the story a little bit, so things changed, and it was good. But was it better than the original? It's hard to say because we weren't around when the original ever officially aired. Like the impact wasn't there.
it definitely changed the message.
It did, but
the story.
as I said, we kind of sculpted it how we wanted it to be. I mean, we had to make it more horrifying because I think sometimes slow moving zombies, even now, like you're kind of like, oh, they're not as scary as the ones that run fast. Look at
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah,
And
World
I think
War Z.
that's what.
Crazy. World War Z, there's running at you.
The zombie tidal
You can't see
wave.
this, but Andy just
the
throws his
running man.
arms around like a madman. if that was what zombies sound like, I'd shit my pants every day.
Here's my question: can you take, say, a shitty concept or a shitty movie from back in the day, and make it better? Does it have a better impact? Like when you take like a bad movie and remake it? Like,
absolutely.
Kind of like how they took Total Recall and they didn't do much better with it, but they changed it to make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there are people who love that original Total Recall.
I think I love Total Recall. Overall, it's pretty shitty, but the one with the 3 tits is hilarious. But you know, the two don't really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Arnold.
I think you can. I'm trying to think right now of a movie that was kind of a shitty movie that they remade that made it better.
Well, better yet, how do you feel? I mean, I know it's hard to think of the movie, but say, how do you... Like, say Dredd, for example. Dredd actually did a good job of remaking Dredd.
Good point.
So you liked the original Dredd, right? Like
No.
You didn't like the original Dredd?
Hated it.
I liked it because I like Stallone, and that's one of the things I like more. So, but how do you feel when you had the movie, say if you liked the original and you watch the new one, you're like, damn, this is way better than the original. Like, how does it make you feel about how you felt about the original, if that makes any sense?
Yeah,
Like,
I think you have to put it in a different... Okay, I'll give you a good example. I'm a big fan of Fright Night.
Yeah.
Love that movie. It was one of the first horror movies I ever watched. Love Fright Night. I watched the remake thinking, it's going to probably be your basic remake, and I actually like the remake better. So now Fright Night has a different spot in my heart. I like the remake better than that one, but it still holds a spot to me. It's just not as good as the remake, to me, at least. I don't know. We're gonna get some fan hate on that, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I like the newest one. I do agree. But I'm trying to think of some other movie that they remade recently.
That they made better?
Yeah.
They remake some movies like 1,000 times. Like what was the Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah.
That was a remake of this other movie. That was a remake of this other movie. And I think they did 2 remakes of Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks in. Or is I've Got Mail? Is that a remake?
I've Got Mail?
It might be a slightly different
Yeah,
twist
it was
of that
weird.
final.
Yeah. Sleepless in Mail.
But yeah, I mean, I think they do try to remake. Like, if a movie kind of feels like, oh, we're going to redo it again, it's going to be better this time. And then when it isn't, no one's surprised. Like, no one's like, well, like Doom, for example. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know if there was a original Doom movie, but if there was, I'm sure it'd been terrible.
Yeah.
And like, I think if you try to like even the Batman series, they're like the ones earlier on with had Arnold as Mr. Freeze and stuff. Those movies are terrible, just terrible. And eventually it's going to come around. Mr. Freeze is going to come around again, and they're going to be all way better than the original. Yeah. But then you're like, that was so much better than the original. But how much better is it really? Because you're just like the one was so bad. But even that, doesn't that bring back a little bit of nostalgia for you though? When you play it, and you're like, I remember how shitty that movie was. This is great. I love it.
You still sit there and you watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that
the one with the Riddler, Jim Carrey as Riddler.
Batman Forever.
Remember
Batman
the game,
Forever?
Batman Forever? It was a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah,
that game was hard as shit.
Yeah.
And I finally get to the end, and Two-Face whooped my ass so many times. It was ridiculous. I don't think I ever finished it. And then you did because it was Super Nintendo. So you got nothing. You beat it, and you're like a completion medal.
No trophies or anything.
You just beat it, and you're like, I beat it, and no one believed you.
You're like, I beat Batman Forever, and it says, you beat Batman Forever. Go fuck yourself.
Pretty much. They laugh. The real just laughs at you. Yeah.
You get a gold star, and you have
Maybe
like a little
special.
wall of gold stars of completions.
Yeah.
Bastards.
But I'll give you a good example of what you were saying about a performance being better than the last performance. You look at the 1989 Batman, you have Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Yes. At that time, the greatest Joker ever. And then you have Heath Ledger, his take on the Joker, different, not the same at all, and slightly better, I think.
Yeah.
It's like how much better though? It's like they're both really really good. Is Heath Ledger's performance better than Jack Nicholson's, or is Jack Nicholson's better than Heath Ledger's, or are they so different that it doesn't matter?
Depends on the eyes that see it. I think. Like, say for example, my dad loved the original Batman movie, and he liked this one, but in his mind, he still preferred his version of it. Mm-hmm. And then you people like, but he's never read the comic. He's never read comics. But the person who read comics would associate the new Joker to be more what the Joker is, like sadistic, crazy, kind of really dark. Or Jack Nicholson was kind of dark, but he was actually kind of friendly. Like, I feel like that Joker didn't scare me. I
think you can laugh at him.
I'll be honest with you. Jack Nicholson's Joker closer to the comics than Heath Ledger's.
Really?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
With the Joker gas and making the jokes and everything, he's definitely a little bit closer to the comics than Heath Ledger's. Heath Ledger's is more like an agent of chaos. It's like, this is the Joker, turned up. I think is what Heath Ledger's is.
And I find that Heath Ledger's Joker is actually scarier.
Absolutely.
Because it came off as mental disorder, creepy, scary, versus just sadistic, I'm laughing and killing people, scary, which that didn't really scare me.
Yeah, I think they're both sociopaths. They're both.
Without a doubt, but
they're sharks. That's all they are. They just swim around, they eat, and they make little baby sharks. And you're gonna ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you in the ass. That's from Jaws. That's a movie I can quote. That's my all-time favorite movie.
Well, how about nostalgia and new movies in a series? Jaws 1, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, Jaws 4, The Revenge. Go down that series. It gets farther away from the original, in my opinion. Like, they get pretty damn terrible. Like, or even Jurassic Park. The nostalgia, like, originally, and you watch it because of that previous movie. You watch the new Jurassic Park because of Jurassic Park 1. Not because of 2, but because of 1. Yeah. But every time you watch it, I think you end up leaving a little disappointment, in my opinion.
True. I agree. When they start coming out with so many sequels. Saw, for instance. I'm a big Saw fan. But when it got to the end, it was just a little ridiculous. It was like, okay. But I kept on watching it because I remembered 1, 2, and 3, which were my favorites. And then
I gotta say, I didn't like Saw at all when I first saw it. I didn't like the first one. Did not like the second one.
The second one was my favorite.
But the third one, I'm like, this is good. They should have started with this shit. Because then I think Saw 3 takes place before Saw 1.
Yeah, I guess
Saw 2 takes place before Saw 1 as well, right? It's like a weird.
And the time is so screwed up.
Yeah. And then some of them happen at the same time.
I don't know. Joe, it's just. Yeah.
Is there any movies from your childhood? We'll go one at a time. Is there any? We're gonna get fun with this. Is there any movies from your childhood or TV shows from your childhood that you would like to see remade? And who would you want to be cast as the lead character?
I gotta think.
All right. I'm just going to throw one out there.
Good.
All right. You said movie or TV show, right?
Movie or TV show.
Movie or TV show. I want to see Power Rangers redone.
Yeah.
But like without shitty little ninja stuff. I want to see like for real Power Rangers with real dinosaurs. I want to see Jurassic Park meets Power Rangers is what I want to see. And I want to see Liam Neeson as the Zoran and and I feel as if I need a little bit of Lady Gaga as one of the Power Rangers. I don't know
thought you were
why.
going to say Alpha.
Well, that might even be better because she probably actually has a costume to match that anyway. She's probably worn that.
Lady Gaga's Alpha.
And as far as the, I think The Rock needs to be one of the Power Rangers for some reason. I'm not sure which. They don't have to be in high school anymore. I don't want them to be teenagers. I want them to grow up. I want
they're going to be middle-aged bodybuilders.
Yes, basically. maybe some Mark Wahlberg in there.
But the entire cast of that movie they just did.
How about we take the Expendables and put them in the Power Rangers?
I don't like the Expendables. They're all too old.
You're a bastard. You be quiet.
They're all too old.
They're the badassest people in the world.
Escape Plan. Have you seen the commercials for that?
And I will watch the shit out of that movie.
I'm excited for it, but I'm not because
Arnold Schwarzenegger's beard alone.
It's outstanding.
I don't like his beard.
How could you not like these? Like that is nostalgia built in. Like every single one of those guys has their nostalgia from. He was in that really shitty movie where he just killed everyone. That was awesome.
Chuck Norris makes fun of himself in the third one or second one.
He made his own Chuck Norris joke.
He made his own Chuck Norris. Calls himself a lone wolf. Good shit.
Spoiler alert! Remember, he was bitten by a king cobra, and he survived. And the cobra died after 4 days or something. That was a joke, and that was probably my favorite moment. That entire movie, I was like, no fucking way. That guy has. He's got a sense of humor behind him. Who would thought? Instead of just roundhouse kicking people.
That red beard is a sense of humor.
Exactly. And lots of dead people.
Yeah. What about you, Erica?
Lots of dead people.
I don't think so. I don't think there's any. Because, like, The Wizard of Oz, The Labyrinth, those were big movies, but I wouldn't want them to be remade. I like them the way they are. They wouldn't be as good.
No.
I like them. I like the movies and TV shows because of how they were, my memories of them. I don't want to
You wouldn't want to see, like, The Labyrinth remade with more technology? Okay, then. Andy.
The only one that comes to mind is Alien, because I like the Alien series, and I think they're great together by itself. But I can't pronounce her last name from Resident Evil.
Okay, moving on from that. No, you're not going to put Mila Jovovich.
Instead of
fuck you, no.
Yeah, you can't replace her. It's just
no. Why do you rape my childhood?
Well, I'm trying to think of the best person. Who would you put in? If you remade Aliens.
Who would I make?
Sigourney Weaver.
Instead of if I had to pick someone instead of Sigourney Weaver, I'd pick
Mila Kunis. Yes.
Mila Kunis.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence
there you
would be
go.
good.
Jennifer Lawrence, really good. Or Amy Adams, or one of those young.
Amy Adams?
Yeah, because it would be a different thing. She would have a different take on it. She's not an action star, and neither was Sigourney Weaver when she started that.
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would like a new Aliens movie.
Well, how did you feel about the prequel to Aliens that basically came out? What was it called?
Prometheus.
How did you
was
feel
cool.
about that?
I did like that.
Okay.
But I think it was separate from Alien.
I didn't like
Except for the
the I didn't like the xenomorph at the end.
Yeah,
It didn't look alien enough for me.
Yeah.
Should look more, because you got to think, if you did the math, because I'm a big movie nerd, you did the math. This movie takes place 60 years before Sigourney Weaver is born, so the alien only has 60 years to change into the alien we see in Alien.
They evolve fast as shit, man. What do you want?
it
They're
must be.
aliens.
They need to do it faster. For me, I think it was going to be Gremlins. I'd like to see that remade with the original
Gremlins.
script that they kind of morphed and changed to make it a little more family friendly. In the original script by Chris Columbus, they cut the mom's head off and rolled her head down the stairs, and Billy finds it. And he's like only 12. And they cut the dog. They hide inside the dog and stuff. It's, terrible things.
Awesome. That'd be terrifying.
Terrible things. I'd like to see that. And
God, I want to watch it now. Thank you, Travis.
do you want to watch what? The movie I'm
Gremlins?
saying,
Yeah.
or the original Gremlins?
The
That's one of my
originals.
all-time favorite movies. As well.
His favorite
Originals.
Christmas movie.
They were supposed to make a third one, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then it never went through.
Gremlins on the Moon, I think it was called. Something weird. It was something like it was Gremlins in space, or
That's
Like
never
Jason
been
in space, like Jason 10 or whatever it was.
yeah,
called.
Jason X.
Oh my god, that was so stupid.
I tell you, that movie definitely had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
When he picks up those chicks in that
Yeah,
virtual
so-
reality, like, banging them against a tree. But yeah, as far as an actor, I don't know who would be good.
Because you had to be a little kid.
Yeah, it had to be.
I don't know
like-
about the little kid actor. The kid who
he's-
plays Carl in Walking Dead.
there. Perfect. There we go. He's the kid.
He's the only little kid actor that I know of.
fit.
I don't.
Or the kid in the new that new movie coming out.
That helps a
yes.
lot.
No, the space movie that's coming out. It looks really good, based on the books.
The Endgame Gamer.
Ender's Game.
Oh, Ender's Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can do it.
Yeah. He's a
That's the
little
little kid from Let the Right One In, I think, or Let Me In.
Which one?
The
American version?
Yeah, the American version.
Which I found the other version way creepier because I didn't understand what they were saying.
Those are my favorite vampire movies, respectively.
And
They're
it
both good.
creeps me out. I didn't
I love
like.
them.
I didn't like the little hoo-ha scar that we had to see in the
Oh,
other version. I was like,
God.
that's too much.
Did you
That's
look that
so
up? Did you do you know what that scar was for?
I don't. I had my own story in my head and I kept with that.
I'm going to tell you. Spoiler alert. The vampire girl is actually a boy.
That's what I thought it
And they
was.
castrated.
Okay.
What?
Yep, that's what I thought.
You ever seen it?
No.
There you go.
Gotta see both.
Was
of
that
them.
in both movies?
No, they cut it out.
I think he saw. Didn't he
What's the
see
first
her?
one?
But he
Yeah,
didn't
but they never
see.
showed
They never
it.
showed
The
it.
right one in?
Let the right one in?
Is
And
it what,
Let Me In is
Swedish or
the
the
something?
Swedish one, and then Let Me In is the American
With
one.
Chloe
Okay.
Moretz, was it?
Swedish
Yeah.
people are way creepier because they're paler.
Yeah.
Kick-ass.
I like her. She's awesome.
Yeah,
She
it was
should-
going to be Carrie.
Yeah, she's. Sorry.
Yeah, she's good. No, she's good.
Such a good...
She's
yeah.
a great actress. Even
Yeah,
for
I
being
was
so young.
mesmerized by that movie.
On the
from the
Kick-Ass?
beginning. But- Kick-Ass? Yeah. But also Let the Right One In.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Swedish one, a lot creepier. Especially
It's
the
on
scenes
Netflix?
with the kids. Yeah. They're both on Netflix, I believe.
When the dude was like draining the body from the tree, I was like, that's really
Yeah.
fucking creepy. Like it's.
Or him in the back seat of the car as the guys are driving around. He has the fucking trash bag on his head.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I gotta feed this vampire girl that I'm in love with.
Ah,
Strangle.
yes, Dad.
Yep.
Sounds good, actually. I'm
It's
excited
fun.
now.
It's fun times. Well, I think that's a. I think I've said everything I wanted to say about Nostalgia. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we go into our turn-ons?
I'm good. Talked about a lot of TV shows and movies.
We did. Oh, you know what we did talk about? We didn't talk about fucking toys.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's some of
damn.
the toys you guys play with?
Oh man, toys. The Jurassic Park toys. Lots of Jurassic Park toys.
All of them from one over. I had the Explorer, which I thought was badass. Of course, I like how they add things to the vehicles, and it can't just be the Jurassic car that gets raped by the T-Rex. They're gonna have a rocket launcher that rips out the back and shoots a rocket because they had that in the movie, of course.
Yeah, they shot. There were so many rockets in the movie.
Yeah, they shot lots of them.
You had the toilet that you can like take the.
I wish you could have. I actually made it though, because I had the guy, so I actually kind of made my own. I mean, like I'd sit in a box, and then I would eat.
I was like,
Off the
I heard
toilet,
you were
so
talking
good.
about. Did you have a toilet toy? I was like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I did as a child.
I didn't realize what you were talking
Jurassic
about.
Park, like the T-Rex and eats a guy off the
I thought
toilet.
you played with toys
He's like,
as a child.
Or aliens. Remember the alien toys that came out, and they got really sophisticated. Like I still have like the big, massive.
Goons.
I don't know whatever you call it, the badass, big, giant alien, like fully
Queen?
Yeah, the Queen. Yeah, I still have that one. That was badass. But my favorite was the one that you stuck like 3 pieces together. You press a button, he exploded.
Yeah.
And he had a head and a chest piece, and then his arms came loose. Yeah, my favorite alien ever. And I would keep blowing it up, and eventually I lost the arms. So then it was just a core piece. So I just blow that piece up over and over again. And Batman.
Yeah, Batman toys.
I played with Barbies a lot. I was a total girly girl.
Barbara.
Barbies, dolls, dress up, house. I played with
Play house?
Yeah,
I bet you did.
PhD.
Always had like fake cigarettes. I thought it was so cool smoking the fake cigarettes.
Were they candy cigarettes? Did you ever get those too? Those are delicious.
Yes,
Those were delicious, and I think I found them at some place, but I forget where it was.
And they were 100 years
Strike.
old.
Yeah, for like wax
Cigarettes.
lips.
Yes, wax.
I played with Star Wars toys,
Mhm.
and I had my own Boba Fett. What is it called?
What's that?
What's his vehicle? What's his vehicle called?
Slave One.
Slave One.
Yeah.
I had that. That was cool. And Batman toys.
How much did they
Legos.
rip us off with Batman toys? Because it was the same Batman with just different colors. Like he was the same shape and everything. They just made him different colors.
You know, they didn't for the 1989 Batman. They didn't make any toys for it because they didn't think it was gonna kids. They didn't think kids were gonna make the thing. So they released 3 toys after the movie came out and it made so much money. They released the Batman, which is a repainted Batman figure from this other toy line they were doing. A repainted Joker that looks nothing like the Joker in the movie, and Bob the Goon toy.
Yes.
Bob the Goon.
All right, you guys ready to get nerded out about the toys I had when I was
Oh
growing up?
yeah.
I played with. I started with He-Man, and I would get all the He-Man toys. I had all the He-Man toys at a certain point, and then I got to a point where I would buy. They would make these weapon packs that you would go and you would just get. It would have like a battle axe, a sword, a mace, and all these other things. And you would get these toys, and then you can have other weapons for your He-Man figures. And then I would also buy the knockoff He-Man figures from like the dollar store, and then have my He-Man kill those guys.
Yes.
I also played with Ninja Turtles quite a bit, and Thundercats.
The ones with the Ninja Turtle with the wind-up side where their arms would flame
Yeah.
on. Those are awesome. I had one of those too. Well, all of them, I guess.
Tamagotchis.
What?
The little pet.
Well,
Never
Erica,
fucking had
you
it.
know.
I know.
You had to feed them all the time, and they grew, and then
Yeah.
you
Those
like,
things. They're like Furbies, right?
yeah.
But with in a little thing.
It's a little digital pet.
And you want to have the...
That's like a sad toy for a
Oh, I remember that
Always
thing.
had
That
to
little
come
shitty
out.
keychain thing.
Yeah, the little keychain thing.
Yeah, that was really fucking stupid.
They're like, oh, you want a puppy? Here's a dinosaur. Dinosaur's a lot better.
It's like the Pet Rock thing. It was shitty. Like,
Yeah, but
that.
it hit off like silly bands now. Well, now they're gone, but
Exactly. They faded.
Oh, the paracord bracelets are the thing now.
Yeah.
Remember the Smart People's Legos, the Erector set? Anyone have
Yeah.
that? Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't build a goddamn thing in that whole kit. I had my dad build it for me because I couldn't build any of that shit. Like once he got the engine and stuff, I would like change its shape, but I did not dare taking away the gears because I couldn't make it run.
My mom bought us Legos once, and we left them out, and she stepped on one. I could threw that shit away. I don't think it was a pain close to stepping on a Lego. It's like childbirth stepping on a Lego. I think it's right
It's
there.
worse. They're
Hand to hand.
like congealed together in a pile of Legos.
Oh.
Like you built something and then they stepped on it because that's like murder.
Knives.
Yeah.
and you can never take the Legos apart.
Mhm.
Cause, I mean, I didn't have nails. It was hard to.
You didn't develop nails. You
I,
played with these when you were a fetus. I don't have fingernails. How do these Legos?
You had to use your
get here?
mouth to take them apart.
Yeah. Oh, and
Small
then
few
your
of
teeth
them.
would scrape against one.
Ah.
Oh,
I actually pulled my teeth out with the Lego one day, trying to pull it apart, and then pulled all my teeth out. Really shitty. I also there's blood all over the Legos, and I freak out.
And you just kept on playing with the Legos.
I know I immediately went screaming down the hallway to my mom, and she's like, "What?"
The cheapo Legos, the Duplos.
Yes. Walmart, no, dollar store. They came in the big plastic round thing, the tub thing, yeah.
Play with these Duplos. Fuck you.
They wouldn't fit together, right? You'd be like halfway done building something, and none of those fuckers would connect anymore.
I remember G.I. Joes were really big when I was a kid,
were good.
and I would fucking play with them like a maniac. And then I thought I was playing with real G.I. Joes because my mom's sadistic and evil. She would actually buy the Marine Corps toys. They were like knockoff G.I. Joes, and she would buy me those and tell me they were G.I. Joes. So, and because I'm an idiot, I'd play with those, and then I would go to my friend's house and like, here's my G.I. Joes. And they're like, that's not G.I. Joes.
This was a G.I. Joe.
Fucking idiot. What's wrong with you?
Stretch Armstrong? Did you guys play with those?
Yeah, I cut mine open.
I broke mine.
I had to see what was in it.
I tied him to a tree and I ran. And
Clearly,
Curiosity
cancer and
killed.
AIDS.
Yes.
Is what's inside those eggs.
Especially cancer. Lots of cancer.
Oh, God. I think you got that on your skin, you would turn into a Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, like bad things would happen to you, yeah.
You remember he had a cartoon? You remember that cartoon? Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah, I
cartoon?
do. Oh, that's good stuff.
I don't think I ever watched a cartoon. They make cartoons over everything, like My Little Pony.
Yeah.
You watched that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a big show. So speaking of nostalgia.
Making a comeback.
Yeah, they're making a
Bronies.
comeback. Yeah.
The
Bronies. You guys know what bronies are?
boy brownies.
Yeah.
No, big
Bronies.
Yeah, teenage to grown men who love My Little Ponies.
What?
Yeah. And there's also like a dark subculture to bronies. They're like sexually attracted to
Kind of rapey. It seems. It
Yeah.
sounds really rapey when you say bronies. It sounds like there's rape involved.
Yeah.
There's definitely rape and furries.
Furries.
It's worse than furries. They're small plastic ponies.
I felt like I had something and that was gone.
Oh, Andy, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, with that, I think that's about it. You guys want to do some turn-ons?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go first with my turn-on. I like to give a shout-out to a friend of ours and a friend of the podcast, Brantley. She has a blog, really funny nerd girl blog called Brantley in the Sky. I think you can find it on, is it Tumblr?
Tumblr.
Yeah, Brantley in the Sky, Tumblr. Just put that in the Tumblr, you'll find her. Read her stuff, really funny. It's about a single nerd girl, her likes and dislikes and struggles with dating, I guess is what it is what I've been told.
Basically.
Life. I've read them, very funny. She gave us a really nice shout out. She's a good friend of ours, so check that stuff out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Andy?
I have more music. Last time it was music, this time it's music. Every week I find a different band. This band I like is the 1975, and that's exactly the name.
No, I like it. I like it because of that name. That name.
They're British.
Okay,
From Manchester.
I'm good now. I don't even have to hear them. I like
Oh,
it.
they're awesome, and they remind me of a British Fall Out Boy,
Okay,
and I think it's pretty good. Like
that might turn some people off, but I like it.
I like the new Fall Out Boy. Don't you like the new Fall Out Boy?
I do. I gotta say, I'm too old, I think, to like Fall Out Boy, but I like it.
What's new Fall Out Boy? How
The
new?
new
CD
album
they
they
just put
had.
out. It's different.
Didn't know they had a new one, so
Yeah.
it's news.
I'm sure you've heard some songs.
I'll heard the old ones, yeah.
No, I mean like the new.
No. I don't listen to the radio, so I don't know
Oh.
these things. I don't.
Yeah.
There's like 3 songs on the radio right now
Oh.
from them. Never mind.
That's
Anyways. Erica?
Erica?
I guess I'll do music too. It's Macklemore.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people know who Macklemore is, and I'm in love with him. And his music is amazing, and his album, The Heist, is genius.
It really is good. It's a very
I like it.
So good. I've
well-crafted
listened to it like 10 times.
album.
I like
I've had
smart
it for a
hip-hop.
couple weeks now. Yeah, like, I mean, most of his songs have a message. Some of them are silly, but just
We need a coyote.
him and Ryan Lewis, they're just genius.
Yeah, I dig it.
No matter, even if you're not like a huge hip hop fan, you should listen to it because
It's like hipster hop.
it's not my favorite genre
Hip hopster.
of music, but I like it. If it's good, I like it. So
Tracy.
I have 2 actually.
Holy
Two.
shit!
2.
You can't do it.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Number 1 is Battlefield 4 beta came out just recently. I don't know when it exactly came out, but I've been playing it. Played it for about 2 hours. A lot of fun, kind of glitchy, gets the beta. I fell through an elevator and died. I was riding and I just died. I get killed by a giant building falling on me. I've been killed a lot. I've died lots. Had my ass handed to me. But a lot of fun. I think it's Call of Duty people are going to hate it a lot because it requires some skill and you have to work as a team versus lone wolfing it. And number 2 is Reef Donkeys.
What is that?
Okay, so I went deep sea fishing on Saturday, and they're actually called greater amberjacks is the name of the fish. But for some reason, they've got the name reef donkey. And these things fight like all get out. They don't want to die. That's it. They're not dying. They're not. And so we took them home. We've taken one home before. They have parasites in their body, like worms, all through their meat and stuff. It's really weird. And someone tells me, like, I read on the internet, because that's what the internet's for, is learn shit. Like, my dad's friend gaffed one, and like, we're going to kill it anyway, so we might as well, let's take it home and see what we can do with it. So apparently from pectoral fin forward, there's no worms. That back is not. And so I chop open the reef donkey, and it's delicious. It's up there with mahi-mahi and everything else. It's a delicious fish. But the fact that they call them reef donkeys makes me incredibly happy. It's no longer an amberjack, it's a reef donkey.
It was good.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
You sent me a picture of that fish, and I thought it was
a donkey.
A wahoo?
Yeah, I didn't.
Not even close.
Yeah, I couldn't really see it, and I was like, well, nope.
No, not even close.
No. Well, I think that's about it. For Tracy, Erica, and Andy, I'm Travis, and go fuck yourselves.